Guys, look at this! Yes, we've moved! After, years of endless scrolling on Rightmove and viewing tons of flats, we've finally bought a place of our very own in this beautiful classic Edwardian London building. I still really can't quite believe that we own this. We can change it however we want. And David and I have always rented, so it's a bit surreal that we don't have to eventually give this place back to someone, you know what I mean? And this place is so run down, we have to renovate it completely. But this was the plan all along, to find something with great bone structure and transform it into something that we choose ourselves, because we've never had the chance before. We thought the building was from the 20s or 30s first when we bought it, but now we've seen records from the early 1900s, so it might actually be built already in the 1800s. It was last renovated over 20 years ago, and the owners then did a really bad job of it. Poor quality materials, everything looks plasticky and 90s style. And since the house is so old and a beauty, we want to restore it to its former glory. It has 2 bedrooms, 1 living room and a huge kitchen, dining, lounge area leading out onto a balcony. So since we never renovated anything before, I thought I'd share our plan so that you can tell us your opinions, because seriously, any advice is welcome. Now for the living room, the hallway and the 2 bedrooms, we want to remove this horrible floor and put in a reclaimed hardwood floor, probably in a light pine wood. We think that getting reclaimed wood with all this patina and history of an old house will be the biggest change we can do to bring the flat back to its early 1900s heyday. The charm of an old wood floor is just unparalleled, and we don't think that we could get that feeling with a new wood floor. What do you think? The second big change is to hopefully be able to open up the wall behind me into one of the bedrooms, which I will use as my office. The idea is to put in a double door in a turn of the century style behind me, with the panels on that, to give both rooms an airier and grander feel. Right now, as you can see, I'm working in here because my future office is currently the storage room where we just thrown in all the crap that we don't want to unpack until after the renovation. The third big thing we will do to restore the flat to its old London feel is to change the windows. Right now, the windows are terrible 90s plasticky things that do nothing for the Edwardian mood or the luxe factor. The plan is classic white mullioned windows that will probably have been similar to the original windows of the place. Can you imagine though? I'm just a little bit worried about the price of changing all the windows. We're such renovation newbies, so we don't really know anything about how to budgetize these things. Yikes. A big thank you to Nordgreen for sponsoring this video. If you watch my videos for a while and see my outfit posts on Insta, you know what a huge Nordgreen fan I am, and that I have a whole little collection of their watches by now that I use pretty much on a daily basis, seriously. The brown vegan leather wristband is my favorite. But today they have been kind enough to send me their brand new Guardian watch, and come on, how gorgeous is it? It has Nordgreen's usual sleek minimalist Scandinavian design with a brushed metal finish. And listen to this, it's made out of 85% recycled stainless steel and made to last 100 years. So probably this little fella will actually outlive me. Weird to think about, isn't it? As you might know, Nordgreen is a Scandinavian watch brand based in Copenhagen, and the watches are designed by iconic Danish designer Jacob Wagner. The watches are all ethically made in Danish-owned factories, and they're using eco-friendly packaging and carbon-neutral transport. Through Nordgreen's Giving Back program, we customers can choose a cause to support, and Nordgreen will then donate to that cause for every watch sold. So guys, as you can hear, this is a brand I'm so happy to be working with. If you want to get your hands on your very own, go ahead and click the link below to have a look at the beautiful brand new Guardian watch. Personally, I can't get enough of it. So beautiful and timeless. Again, thank you so much to Nordgreen, and let's get back to the video. Now the bathroom is way due its time for an update. Actually, right now the toilet is in a completely different place, a tiny room that we will convert into a utility room for the washer and dryer. So instead of a bathtub, we will have a shower, toilet and sink in there, since neither of us are into taking baths anyway. So now we're in the planning phase, and our favorite bathroom design brand VitrA is where we're getting most of our inspo. We actually visited their showroom the other week, and they have too many unique designs to choose from, so let me show you guys. Our favorite ranges are Plural, Liquid and Istanbul. Plural was our favorite first. Actually, that's how we found the brand, because of that just ridiculously good wash basin and the fact that the designs come in a bunch of different colors. But now we're sort of leaning towards the white Istanbul design because it's so quirky, which we love, but still totally clean and simple and timeless. But then again, liquid has that 80s luxe vibe, so I don't know, what do you guys think? The plan is to use the same porcelain tiles in the bathroom as in the kitchen. Initially, we wanted to use terrazzo, but terrazzo is so heavy that I don't think that this old building can take it. So the idea is to instead use a lighter porcelain tile that has a terrazzo look. We went home from the showroom with a couple of samples, both in a light and a darker grey, and seeing it in the daylight here in the flat, we're definitely leaning towards the light grey. Now this is where I think we'll create the most magical moment in the flat, because we want to use these light grey tiles from the kitchen through the dining area and all the way out up onto the balcony, so that the whole space has a seamless through line. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll build a wall-to-wall sort of staircase leading up to the balcony that will also work as a cozy seating area and a place for decor and books and things to make the balcony staircase a massive visual feature of the flat. I mean, come on, how beautiful would that be? Especially if we change the balcony doors into mullioned, old-timey double doors, like French windows kind of. As you can hear, we're really going a bit overboard with the whole make it into whatever you want aspect of owning your own place. But you know, if you have the chance, you kind of have to, am I right? We just have to see what the builder says is possible and, you know, budget, yikes. What about the rest of the kitchen? So our favorite kitchen brand is unsurprisingly a Danish brand called Reform Copenhagen. They make these sleek, simple, but totally gorgeous cabinets that we want to use. Again, it's hard to choose from all the designs, but we're leaning towards bases, either in a natural oak or in a grayish sand tone kind of color. What do you think? Then there's the issue of countertops. Do we go with light grey quartz to color match with the terrazzo floors, or something completely different to not look too matchy? In some of Reform's photos, they have this slim stainless steel countertop, which looks completely great, but we've always been thinking kind of warm sandy stone. What do you think? Quartz? Slim steel? Okay, so the second bedroom, which we're currently sleeping in, is tiny. We have just about managed to squeeze in our bed, but only because we're now not able to close the door, which of course isn't super practical. So here's the thing though, one of the main aspects why we fell in love with this place is because it is a top floor flat and above it is a huge raw loft. There's not even a staircase up there, it's just a hatch in the ceiling, but the loft is almost as big as the whole flat. Right now, it's quite cramped up there because of the leaning thatched roof, so the ceiling height is only like full height in the middle. But our hope is to one day renovate the loft by lifting the roof on the back to make it like a full height and building a bedroom, another bathroom, and listen to this, a home cinema for David. We will see, this is all in the future, and we have a lot of work to do down here before we even start thinking about phase 2. So right now, a complete mess with holes in the walls and dysfunctional plumbing and leaning creaky floors. But can you see the potential of this place? Is it just us? Have we gone mad? Or are you also feeling it? For those of you who loved the last flat we lived in, don't worry, we shot a bunch of videos there before we moved, so you'll see the old place show up in videos over the summer. Because we'll start renovations sometimes in autumn, and during the summer we will plan everything and find the builders and structural engineers and all that jazz. So we thought that it would be a good idea to be ahead on a few videos. Now, if you have recommendations for London-based builders and craftspeople, do let us know. We've heard so many horror stories and really just want to find someone nice and trustworthy. And seriously guys, any renovation advice you can give us, success stories, cautionary tales, budget tips, please share with us. It's such a massive undertaking and we're quite nervous, to be honest. Or at least I am. David only seems marginally less chill than usual, the cool customer. But we are so hella excited. Can't believe we actually own this place. What's going on? We're homeowners. Jesus, how adult does that sound? Anyway, this was a little cheeky sneak peek. More on all this in upcoming vids and over on Insta, of course. Give me a like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and looking forward to reading your comments on all this. Thanks for watching today and see you next week. Puss puss and hej då!